Hi, again, my name is Gene Fosting, and I will be going over an officer role in virtual roll call. An officer in virtual roll call's main responsibility is to read documents and or messages pertaining to the latest updates uploaded by a supervisor. Now we have an account called an officer, and as you can see, this would allow us to see the user stories and features implemented for an officer. And the first thing that we will see is that an officer only have one tab, which is the officer tab. Therefore, there is no supervisor nor administrator rights allowed for an officer. The next thing that we see is that this view is for as many as categories that we have in the system. And for each category, we have a set of PIN numbers which identify the number of pending documents that haven't been read by the officer. For example, if we go into the BOLO, which is the Be on the Lookout category, we can see that we have two set of documents. We have the PIN documents, which are documents that will always be available, and we have the unpinned documents, or documents that will be there for a very short period of time, then moved to an archived folder after the spend time, which is usually 7 days. Now, we see that we have all the documents are pending, meaning that we have 4 documents that this officer hasn't read any of. Now, if we look at this one, for example, the test, if we click on it, it will pop up a window that shows you the PDF, and the officer can go ahead and read about this resume, and whenever done, can go ahead and close it. Now, what happens is upon reading that, the status changed from pending to reviewed. Now, and if we go back, you will see that the number goes down from 4 to 3. In order for the officer to make sure that he has read and let the supervisor know that he has read it, it has to click and acknowledge to have read the document. And by checking on this box, you can see that the status changed from reviewed now to a done status. Other categories, for example, the internal memo. For some documents, they probably have a quiz. Now, this quiz can only be available only and only after the officer has read the document. So go ahead and take the quiz beforehand is really not going to be available for you. Now, we have to read the documents. We open it, and this is not something that we can really understand. We go ahead and close it, and then now the quiz is available to us. And we have 4 questions, and we know exactly how to answer that by clicking on one of the choices, and when we're done, we click on submit, and automatically, instead of checking it, the system will check it for us after taking the quiz, and we mark the application to a done status, the document to a done status after taking the quiz. And if you go ahead and click on the quiz, you will see the answers and the correct answers. And for this quiz, only one answer was right, which is the 4th one. And for this one, we selected this answer, but then again, the first one was the correct answer. As for the second one, we selected the people, where the mayor was the correct answer. And for the third one, we selected a 9000 Blue Road, whereas the 111000 Red Road was the correct answer. We can go ahead and close the quiz. That will take us back to this category. And since I have nothing to do in this category, we can go ahead and go back to a list of document categories. Now, the other important things to look at, as was previously mentioned in a previous video, is the watch orders. Pretty much, residents can request a watch order at their residence for a variety of reasons. Some reasons may include the owners being out of town, or the family member being home alone. Once a watch order is in effect, police officers will check on the residence for specified times and dates. A watch order is displayed on the map right here as a marker, which determines the longitude and the latitude. So watch orders allows an officer to plan his or her visitation routes accordingly, because we have the map here, and if we go we can zoom in, or we can click on the marker that will give us the address, and the type is a house, and this was the date added, and this will be the last day for us to watch over this house, since which we are from the 1st to the 15th, about 2 weeks that officers will watch. Maybe they went on a vacation for the Christmas, but at least this feature is really nice for us to see and to locate visually on the map. And at the bottom we have a set of all the watch orders that are in this category. We have all the way to the 14th, the 15th, and the 21st of December 2017. And if we zoom out, we'll be able to see all the markers on the map for all the watch orders. And as any other officer, an officer has the opportunity to change the view of the system based on the daytime. So if we are at night and the computer brightness is too much and you want to dim it a little, we can go ahead and click on the change to the night mode, which changes the layout to a darker mode, but still visible for you to go ahead and read and see that. For we have the bolo, we have the text, so that way we have reduced the amount of lights that come out of the computer or the laptop at night. And if we want to go back to a daytime mode, we can go ahead and change it to a daytime mode, and there you go, we have the clarity back again. And at the bottom we have a set of archive documents for whenever the document has been archived. And in this one we have messages that have been archived because they have been created for a very long time. And for the messages, if we look at them, these are very plain text information that the supervisor has written for the officers to read, and there is no graphics, there is no form, no nothing. It's just plain text, a plain message, a note from my boss that tells you mostly exactly what they want to tell you, as if they were right here next to you talking to you. So this pretty much is what an officer can do in virtual roll call. And once again, my name is Gene Fosting, and thank you for watching.